The Iluka one is absolutely luxurious.
We're really pushing that high end, and Airbnb actually emailed us asking if would want to be put forward for Luxe. There's quite a rigorous process behind the actual selection of this. They've got to run it through their design team, and then they've got to approve it, and then they've also got like a 300-point inspection that they actually physically fly out and
to get the Luxe badge.
Yeah, just to get the Luxe badge, and there's only 18 properties.
So crazy.
Yeah, that actually have it, and none on the western side.
What an opportunity. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Behind the BNB. We're doing a special edition today. It includes a property tour with Jed from Mirage Stays. So hey Jed.
How you going, Steph?
Good, good. So thank you so much for doing this tour with us today. We'll ask you straight away who you are, a little bit about what you do, and then why Airbnb.
Yeah, it's a great question, Steph. Obviously, I came across you guys, yourself and James, online, and I was exploring a duplex build at the time, and that was going to be transformed into an STR type stay through Airbnb. But then, you know, I came across your business model and then thought this was fantastic in terms of scalability. Like, I can scale this to 10 property within a year rather than, you know, wait for a build. Put guests in the property later on, like towards the end of the year, you know, like, so it would have been a massive like time difference between obviously building the property and then, you know, me paying for it as well. And then going through all the regulations to get it all subdivided up. And so I thought this was fantastic, doing the STR side, so that's why I do this. And then I've got this property here in Scarborough. As you can see, this is my sign to my entrance in the front there.
Scarborough Mirage. I love it.
This is actually a regulatory thing with council, so we try to keep everything like fully transparent. We go around to the neighbours and we tell them what we're doing because we don't want to hide anything. It's very important. Like, big thing for myself and Mirage Stays is serenity in the neighbourhood. So we're definitely fully transparent. We actually found that most of the neighbours do Airbnb themselves in Margaret River and stuff. So
there you go.
So they were really inviting, I guess, towards the idea. So
that's great. You want to win your neighbours over from the beginning so that things can just continue to run smoothly for you.
I think so,
So it's quite warm here in Perth today, so we're going to get inside and do this tour. So why don't you show us around this beautiful property?
Love to.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Okay.
Yeah, so on your left here, you've got the first master bedroom. The whole house is a 2023 build, so it's brand new. So lovely white walls. You know, they do mark easy though, but you got obviously, you know, a massive walk-in wardrobe.
That's a great size wardrobe.
There's lots of storage. We have like cots and high chairs on all our properties, so you know, it's just for the ease of the guest, an extra amenity.
You always want to have those.
And then you've got your ensuite in here as well. I love rainfall shower heads. I don't know why, it's just always stuck with me. I've got to have properties with rainfall shower heads. So
guests appreciate stuff like that, you know, the details.
That's right. So you've got like a no-step shower as well, which I think is great for accessibility. So,
great.
We just got a little bit of a clean sort of going on, like a guest has just checked out.
We had a check out today.
We had a check out today. I've got my gardeners running around as well. So
the cleaners do the laundry on site?
No, so we actually have a linen provider because I love like high thread count, like perm pressed bedding.
It's all part of your branding as well now.
It's very important. So as you know, like I've got my Iluka property up north, and you know, we're really pushing that high end. And Airbnb actually emailed us asking if would want to be put forward for Luxe.
So this property, this other one he's talking about, because you've got two at the moment.
I've got two,
So this one here, and then the Iluka one is absolutely luxurious, and we'll bring up pictures of that one. Because you started talking about the Airbnb contacting you to see if you'd be interested.
So they emailed it, and there's quite a rigorous process behind the actual selection of this. They've got to run it through their design team, and then they've got to approve it, and then they've also got like a 300-point inspection that they actually physically fly out and
to get the Luxe badge.
Just to get the Luxe badge. And just like so we're clear on like how scarce this is in Australia. There's only 18 property.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, that actually have it, and none on the western side.
What an opportunity.
Yeah, I think that's great. Like whether we get it or not, like I think like them approaching us just really like solidified that we have a really good product being their house.
So we're in the living room now.
Yeah.
So, did you get a designer in, or did you do this yourself?
This is all me, but I worked closely with my supplier, so I'm super fortunate to have like a high-end supplier.
Yeah.
And they actually come in and set up everything in terms of their furniture. So they'll come in, they'll set it all up, take away all the rubbish. It's a massive time saver. What I found is that if you were to go like flat pack and stuff like that, you lose too much time like setting up the property yourself. Not that we still have like some items that that come in that are still require a little bit of setup, and then the takeaway, we still have a lot of rubbish, but we're super fortunate with my supplier, and they have fantastic beds. I don't know what it is. I'll show you the bed upstairs. That's my favorite one. I don't know why. It's like this espresso bed. We have the same one actually in the Iluka property as well, just because I'm huge fan of it, and it's all bespoke furniture, so one of a kind, manufactured by my supplier.
I have to ask, have you had any, with the guests that have stayed here, have you had any comments about the beds? Like, they're that comfortable?
Yeah, so the comfortability, so like I actually had like a massive lengthy 5-star review that basically broke down like they were complimenting obviously the design, the layout of this property. Yeah, and we've had like some really unique inquiries as well, like people wanting to come and have a walk through the property before they actually book, which this is very interesting. Like I'm very forthcoming with that. Like I've definitely accommodated, so they want to come through, and then they're also really looking forward to obviously looking at our Iluka property as well, because their bookings like in March. That's sort of where the inquiry was sitting. But we've had some massively great feedback, so it's been such a super humbling experience.
So I have noticed this great looking Guestbook on the coffee table. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that, because that looks amazing? Yeah,
so we got these handcrafted actually over in the Ukraine by a small company, and I thought like it was just fantastic. They did a great job. This is actually a rosewood one, so it's more enticing, right, for the guests to have like a read through, and then we've obviously got some selections and restaurants and stuff for them to have a look at as well.
So we'll just do a little flick through. So you've got welcome home, you've got the address for the property, how many bedrooms, bathrooms.
Yeah, give them a little bit of a rundown about the property as well. Obviously some important like Wi-Fi information. We do actually have a Wi-Fi puck as well, so they can just tap their phone and it's just straight into the Wi-Fi to sort of like mitigate any complexities around that. And then obviously our star rating guide, we all know how important ratings are on Airbnb and sort of what they mean around that. We also send this out in a digital version to the guests as well, so that they can click into it. So that's why you've got like your directions in there as well. You've got instructions around check in, check out, parking, where to park, waste management. Super important about for council and regulations as well. And then another thing as well is obviously your pool rules and what to do in an emergency. We have an emergency drawer on site as well that has all your first aid, batteries, torches, fire blanket, all that sort of important stuff. And then obviously a disclaimer down the bottom as well. And then house rules.
Just protecting yourself, as well as the guests, obviously having all that upfront information, but yourself too at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's really important. Like the council really want this now in terms of that. Like their new policy on 6.19, they're really looking for operators to be all over this, and that's, we want to go the extra mile. That's why you see like the signage out front. That's not actually in play yet, but it will be. We're just going ahead of it because it's something that we'll have to implement anyway. And if we just go that, then they can obviously see that we're putting in the effort as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then some house rules there. We can see that as well. Some operational instructions for, what is that, the air conditioning?
Oh yes, so that just labels everything out. So
it's fairly detailed, and that's exactly what you want to be handing over to your guests, so that it also reduces the amount of times they're questioning.
It really does. Like we still get like guests that, and that's fine. Like I love guest relations. I like dealing with guests. I love it. But obviously mitigates their questions if you've got everything in the book.
At hand,
so we're sort of going the extra step for Iluka because it's such a complex property. We're doing QR codes next, is what we're sort of doing, so they can scan a QR code. Around like the operation. So like if they want to increase the temperature of the pool and.
Great.
Yeah,
because it's all appreciated. That's for sure. Like when someone's staying, they check in, they don't always want to be messaging, asking their questions. I know I'm like that anyway. If I go stay somewhere, it's like, okay, how do I use this and that? But this kitchen's stunning as well.
Yeah,
so
I love it.
Talk us through the appliances that came and the things that you had to purchase.
Yeah, so everything that you pretty much see here, obviously apart from like the fixed items such as the induction stove and the oven, has been purchased. So
that already came with the property?
Not the fridge.
Not the fridge, but just obviously all of that?
Yeah, just this, that. Dishwasher came with it. That's all hidden away. So I actually really love like the hidden appliances. I just think it looks very sleek.
Yeah, it does.
It's very minimalist. Is like, I just love minimalist.
Bins too.
Yeah, bins hidden away in there as well.
I hate it when you can see bins. It's great when you can hide them away.
Yeah. So this is like, there's actually no gas in this property. It's all electric and gas electric heated. And we also have additional appliances in here.
Okay, these are all ones that you purchased.
Yeah. We all know how important like an air fryer is these days. Rice
and
cookers. Sandwich
got
press.
The scale in there too.
Yeah, scales in there.
It.
We know that like people obviously weigh their meals, and then we obviously down the bottom as well we have additional foils.
So much storage. This is great.
Yeah, just huge amount of storage. And then we've got all your cups, all your stuff. We do have French press as well. You've got your.
I love the coffee making station.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's well for me, coffee's important, right? So we went we spend a lot actually on espresso. I probably spent like $1,000 just in the last month just on espresso coffees. Yeah. Just going a little bit more bougie with the types of pods.
Yeah. How do you prevent guests from stealing them? Because that's the reality. I will say that.
Yeah. Look, what we put out, we just expect them to take it. Like, what we put out, we're like, they can use 100%. We actually have, and these are like, we have a French shot as well. So the other machine that we got now that we're going to is like, obviously you got your milk frother here, but it's an all-in-one unit.
All-in-one, okay.
Yeah. So not this one, we upgraded the other one for Iluka.
Yeah.
So
great. And this is the emergency drawer you were talking about.
Yeah,
so this is really important.
Yeah, label them. I think is super important.
So we've labelled it.
Yeah, you don't want guests obviously, having to stumble around looking for it in the case of emergency. We all know that like everyone's in a little bit of a panic if something's happening. So
great. So you can see that if you're used to obviously these. You can see where the bin is, you can see where the dishwasher is. That's great as well. That's a small detail. But I remember going to, staying at one Airbnb, it was like, where's the bin? And you're like pulling every drawer out. So well done there.
Yeah, we've got like a tablet that actually controls that. So we've got the code there as well to access that. That actually controls the whole property. So you can set them in zones. Yeah.
This is for the air conditioning?
This is all the air conditioning, So so you've got like it's set at 20 at the moment on auto. So it's high at the moment, but if you set it on auto or self-regulate, then you've got your zones. It's all nicely labelled so that they know exactly which rooms it's in. Yeah. So super sleek, easy to do. Yeah. Brilliant. Really easy to manage.
And then, I got to say, I love all the little touches. So we're talking about the Wi-Fi. So what do you call this thing again?
Yeah, so that's a Wi-Fi puck. So if you're wanting to connect to the actual Wi-Fi itself, you can just tap on the top, and then it just it registers. I'm already registered on the Wi-Fi, but it would just
Mirage Stays, and then the password.
So it's all printed off. Perfect. Sometimes, obviously an older phone won't be able to do the tap, so we've got the scan QR code as well. Yeah,
and then a lovely little welcome station here for these guests.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll put the name on the top. The cleaners, they pull that from the reservations. Just like a nice little touch, right, to make it feel, like beautiful, a little more detailed, I guess. So I think that's important. It is all
about those little special, touches here and there for the guests.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to point this out. Do you want to talk about the was the incense reed diffuser, and it's branded?
So we manufacture our own reed diffusers. So and I go for like a tea-based sort of scent. It's the same sort of scent that you'll get when you go into like a Shangri-La or a Hilton. So
is this it here?
Yeah, that's it there. That one's actually running a little bit low, so I'll definitely replace that.
Nice.
I'm getting a table actually delivered at the moment. That's all handmade. It's all oak and resin.
Oh wow!
And I wanted it to reflect the ocean waves because I do coastal. I love coastal properties.
Yeah.
So these are all coastal properties.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unlocked.
Imagine I walk into it. I've done that before. So is this the same manufacturer as well?
This is actually from Temple and Webster. This
okay,
seating.
yeah.
Yeah. So they actually do some great stuff. This is their own sort of design. I do have my supplier that does my outdoor seating for Iluka, and they're fantastic outdoor sets as well. It's around a fire pit, so really sets the scene. Like, you know, for a night, my artwork lights up at night as well out there. But definitely out here, you know, you got the fan, and it's just so important. I think, like, having like a little bit of a garden, like outside, and just a nice little seating area.
Yeah,
so,
especially in Australia. You know, people are wanting to come to Australia. They want to be outside, and if you can provide, you know, nice, comfortable seating and settings, then your reviews are just going to be great.
Like I love this outdoor area. You know, like with the pool there as well. It's just such a relaxing type vibe, and that's what we're really sort of going for with Mirage Stays as well with our brand.
I wanted to ask, how did you get these custom? So I know you said you bought this is store bought, but you do talk about a few custom made pieces like the bed, which we'll go up and have a look soon. But how did you form those relationships with these?
So with this, like with my supplier, they're obviously very niche. I just reached out to them. I got in contact with the right person, and then I met up with them. I'm very face to face, and I think that's so important when you're building a relationship. You know, people really want to know you personally first, not just about the deal. So that's what I did with the supplier, and like they've just honestly been fantastic. I love their story as well. That they started like 40 years ago selling chairs outside their house. I think that's so fantastic that they've grown into like this massive company. They do commercial and residential. 40 years. So it's all family run. So I deal with one of his daughters, the director's daughters, and she's fantastic. Like she's super accommodating. She was actually in this property helping me set up as well.
Oh, wow.
So she was upstairs like putting together my favourite bed, which is the espresso one. It's like relationships are super important in this game.
Really are.
And I think like for Mirage Stays as well, it's just been like the reason why it's just been a rocket ship is because of the relationship.
I love that you started out that way. You know, you've got a big vision for Mirage Stays, and I love that you're establishing those relationships now with, you know, furniture suppliers and all the rest of it. Where did that come from? Because not everyone thinks like that. I will be honest. There's a lot of students in our community, and it's even the way I started. It was like, right, we're setting up this business. I'm going to buy everything from these 3 stores and just go buy all, order all. I wasn't thinking, you know, long term. So where does that come from? Because that is unique.
So I'm incredibly fortunate. My parents are my original mentors. They started in real estate. Like, you know, my brother does it. Both my parents do it. So I grew up around it since I was 10 years old, but they're super entrepreneurial as well. You approach them and say...
That's where that comes from,
that you would ask them and they would say, no, we're not entrepreneurial at all, but they are. They've owned restaurants and stuff like that as well. So
exposed to it from the age of 10?
Exposed to it from the age of 10, so it's mainly the work ethic that really sort of rubbed off, I think. We'd always got taught like the value of finance, the value of like you know, putting in the work, the hard work to get somewhere that you want to get to. So, and that's sort of where my family does really well. So my old man, he grew to like top 15 in New Zealand for an agent, a real estate agent. He does sales. So no, I'm super proud of my family and about like where they've managed to get to. He manages a portfolio of like 520 property. Through property management side and 3 regional offices as well. So he's always been sales. So that's where my love for residential comes from. And then, you know, they don't actually know much about the short term. When I proposed the short term rental side, they were like, "Oh no, that's never going to work." so
you're just proving concept.
Sort of like, you know, I'm super competitive as well, right? So like I had to like sort of prove them wrong and be like, "Hey, like this power in this model." And,
what do they think about what you're doing now with Scarborough and Iluka especially?
Oh, they've been super invaluable in terms of you know, obviously providing advice. Like I'm quite stubborn as well, so I think like when they're giving advice to me, they're like, oh, like, will he actually listen? But of course I like listen because, you know, they've got such a massive experience base.
And you said your original mentors, so yeah, that's pretty special. Let's take a look at the pool. So you've got this great plunge pool over here.
Yeah, it's just getting cleaned at the moment. Obviously, you know, with the glass, it's always been marketed because my cleaners a hard time, but I do.
The glass over here.
Yeah, the glass everywhere, but I think like it's just such a nice touch.
Only got what? How many panels is that?
Oh, 3 panels. Yeah. Apart from that, you know, this is a saltwater pool, so you can see that it gets like a little bit of marks on it, but it's just such a nice little outdoor area that they can sort of like, you know, you can chill in. You've got the jets as well that can be switched on.
That's great.
And then like even when this property's in its winter season, you know, we've got the heating as well. So
that's good.
Yeah, no, it's like it still makes it inviting even during those colder periods. And then, you know, obviously with Perth heating up at the moment,
exactly
you know,
like it is today.
Yeah, exactly like it is today. It's a lot warmer.
It's currently 36 degrees. Okay, and that's why
it's
we're
gotta
going back inside now.
It's very humid. Yeah. We're super close to the beach. We're only like 2 minutes away from like the Scarborough beach there.
Such an amazing beach, especially during the sunsets. Have you been down there?
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. It's one of my favourite spots, and I think this is why like I've connected with this property so much. You know, as the fact that it's it's just so nice. I love coastal, so
What do they call this, gallery style?
I like it. It's you know, obviously you've got a lot of storage in here, and we provide a lot of like cleaning supplies for the guests as well. So. You got
it's brilliant.
Yeah, all your stuff. You got spare towels as well because, you know, obviously the pool area.
Oh, look how nicely they stack the toilet rolls. Then did you have to buy these appliances or did they come with the property?
we brought these appliances. No, we brought them as like a deal, so they were pretty cheap, and but we also wanted to not go too cheap with these appliances, so we went with some nice ones that we knew that guests would appreciate. So
washer, dryer.
Yeah, we purchase everything brand new. I've got a storage unit out back that we top up our own supplies and provide extra amenities. So.
Perfect. And then we'll go upstairs. So just excuse the cleaners.
Yeah, sorry, we're just going to come upstairs. Is that all right, mate? We're just going to go upstairs, Cheers.
Right, so up here we've got a little bit of an entertainment space.
A bit of a games room. So
a study.
Yeah, so we've got obviously the little office nook as well. You've got some kids games in there, kids books. And then more kids books and some games in there as well, all stacked through there.
I love that you have this up here.
Yeah, we put pool tables in all our properties, so it's always well received by guests. Like that, I think everyone just loves.
Who doesn't love a pool table?
Love a game of pool. So.
And then this over here.
Yes,
Explain.
Yeah. So we got a little bit of a conversation piece, I guess you could call it. And this is like pretty unique to Mirage Stays. So we get like those all made. They're all like prop money. Yeah, we check that it's all good through my lawyer as well, that we can actually do this. So these are LED timers, and they light up.
Wow.
So
green.
it comes on at 6.
Money green colour.
Money green, money green.
Do you want that left on or turned off?
Yeah, you can leave it on. That's all right.
Okay.
So we've got obviously the Mirage Stays artwork that gets made, and then
I love that that's on there. It's got artwork contains images of Australian currency under Reserve Bank of Australia guidelines.
Yeah, that was a pretty important one that we had to do as well. And it's the same on that cabinet. Yeah, so it has to be sealed. It's important if you're doing any sort of money art. I think it's important. We have the dedicated office space in the Iluka property as well. And you know, when you're dealing with corporates, they want to
appreciated.
Yeah, they want to have somewhere that they can come to. So this is one of our fully set up ones. I've gone for like the pinstripe linen. This is all firm press from our linen provider. We have obviously hand towels that come and face towels that come with the linen providing as well. Yeah, so
the rooms are all really spacious, aren't they?
Yeah, very. I just love the lighter colours as well. So
it opens up the room.
Yeah, it does. That's right. Yeah, and I think like if you're going coastal as well, it's sort of important to have that lighter sort of vibe.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we've got the other bathroom in there.
So this is a shared bathroom for the 3 bedrooms up here.
Yeah. So we've got I do like Epsom salts as well for the bath.
Labelled so they know exactly what it is.
Yeah, otherwise they'll be like, what is this? So we've got the Epsom salts in there as well. We've got the Salkin.
Nice little touch as well. Yeah. So the cleaners, they fill that up.
They fill that up. Yeah, we've got a big bucket of it in the storage. So we've got our own supplies.
You supply shampoo, conditioner, body wash. Yeah. Again, nice touch there.
Yeah, we do all that, and then that's obviously all refilled and all replaced. We've got no-step showers. It's great for accessibility as well. Yeah. This is my favourite bed. I don't know, you asked me why, I don't know, but
it just looks super comfortable.
Yeah, it's just the espresso bed. I just like the style. So
it is a very nice style.
Yeah, these are from my supplier, so this is their doing.
Nice.
Fantastic bed. I love it. It's once again that really light sort of look, but you've got the blacks and whites. They just go together so well. So
that's true.
You've got a darker colour, but obviously with the white sheeting and stuff like that.
Yeah, and again, and I'll point out, this is something neutral, so even if you wanted to change decor, if we go into a different season like winter and you want to do a little bit darker colours because they're cosier.
That's right.
You don't need to go changing the bed because that's a nice neutral colour. We'll just go with everything.
So we've got our 2 king singles in here.
So this one's a little bit cosier.
Yeah, a little bit more cosier.
The colours, and even this feels so amazing.
Yeah. So you got not that you'll need this in the summer. I mean, you can obviously cool the house down to whatever temperature. We're sitting at about
that's another thing,
a nice 20. Yeah. So we've got a split ducted type system through the property. As you saw, it's all set in zones. So. And they can set those zones to whatever they like, if they want it a little bit hot, a little bit cooler. But I went a little bit more bold with the purples in this one. So
and then you've gone for the single beds in here, which is also a good idea, considering families.
That's right. Yeah,
going to be staying and they've got kids, and the single beds are always a good idea.
Yeah, with the demographic that we get, especially in Scarborough, is that we get a lot of families. Primarily, that's all we've been really getting at the moment is families. I've had some really great guests. Some unique ones, families coming over from China, visiting their son. I think it's just been fantastic in terms of relationships as well. I've had a guest wanting to connect over coffee and take me through his factories, which is I definitely want to.
Wow, only you could get something like that out of a guest. Always networking.
Yeah. So
is this what's this for? Is that
so that's for a child lock. Yeah. So if you were to have a child gate,
Okay.
So
yeah. Oh, to attach.
So you can attach it to the door. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
You guys have stayed in the Perth Occupancy. It's actually where I get a lot of my design ideas from. Because they really go the extra mile in terms of details. So, your horsehair pillows and stuff. So I was just why can't we do that with short-term stays? And then I just want to keep obviously building on that and then provide a more higher standard within the short-term rental market. So,
So that was the tour of this stunning property here in Scarborough. So Jed, important question for our viewers. Revenue, yeah. Well, first of all, upfront costs and all that. And so what was that upfront capital?
Yeah, so a caveat to obviously there's more upscale properties, if you're paying around 1,900 a week for rent, which is this property is obviously your bond and then your 2 weeks advance rent. So, you're talking about in excess of 10K around that. And then before you even get started. And then if you're going high-end furnishings and stuff like that, even if you're a wholesaler, so you're probably talking around about 40, 50K by the time that you sort of finish with appliances, furnishings,
because you've obviously gone a little bit high end.
Yes, yeah.
So a lot upper scale as they have it on Airbnb in terms of selection of properties.
Yeah. So this is our mid to high one, Scarborough, and then obviously the Iluka being even more higher. Yeah.
So all up, starting capital for this was?
Yeah, we'll say I think it was 55 or mid 55. So for the starting capital for this property.
Because it is a 4-bedroom townhouse.
Yeah, so this is a 4-bedroom, games room, pool. It's pretty, you're talking about in terms of cost, this is pretty standard, and especially in the heart of Scarborough as well. You're looking a little bit more expensive. And that's sort of the thing with Mirage Stays as well. We don't want to be taking away affordable housing for people. This is definitely unaffordable in terms of that.
So really high rankings.
Really high rankings. So we go for a little bit more higher. style properties. And then obviously, you know, the caveat to that as well is that the guests like they love these types of properties. They want to stay in them. Like we've had over November, we had 93% occupancy. Yeah, so that was...
You launched in October.
I launched in October, yeah. And we had like bookings pretty much come in within like the first 48 hours for like the 6 months. We had to like rush our development approval like within the first week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and file that away and then get that all going through council, just because like we went straight over the 30 days, like pretty much straight away. We get 90 days, but we tend to file at the 30-day mark just so that it's on the...
So you leave enough time.
Yeah, we leave enough time because it takes about 90 days, It takes about 90 days for development approval.
Yeah, just so people who are watching, they're like, hang on, what's all that got to do with, you know, Airbnb?
Yeah.
So you can explain that.
Yeah, I can explain
that. Max amount of days that you can actually rent a property as short term is?
Yeah, so without developmental approval, you've got 90-day cap, and then you have to apply for a developmental approval, and that's through council. So the city's broken down to obviously in councils. This property falls under a City of Stirling. So you have to go through council if you want to go over your 90 days, which we all do as operators. We want to go the full.
You're running it as a business?
Yeah, that's right. We're running it as a business. That's right. Yeah, so we want to obviously occupy this 12 months of the year, right? And fill those dates up. So anything over 90 days, you need a developmental approval, and you run that through the council. The best thing that I do is I talk to the city planners. They give me a template and like sort of what are they looking for in terms of regulation. And then they'll also give me like the future policies as well that they're looking at implementing. So that's what I was saying about that 6.19 policy out there with the signage.
With the Guestbook, the safety procedures, fire escape.
Yeah, that's all stuff, all waste management, all that sort of stuff. That's part of that. Yeah, it's all part of the developmental approval. Yeah, they're really looking. It's quite strict in Western Australia around developmental approval, but you can really obviously hit the points if you're wanting to go sort of out of your way to. And you need to, like, it was like I was saying, we go around the neighbourhood, and we tell everyone what we're doing in full transparency. They got my number. And if they want to reach out at any time, if they have any problems, like I'm more than happy to address it. And that's why we've got noise monitoring devices inside the Ring cameras as well. So they're external, That's for monitoring, obviously, guest numbers. And,
exactly.
Yeah, it's super important that, I've declined bookings that, we've had like guests come and they're like, oh, would you mind like 17 of us being within the property?
Really?
Yeah, I've had an inquiry like that. I had that for my Iluka property.
Where do they think they're going to sleep?
Yeah, they were just like, oh, don't worry, they'll just sleep in the bed with us. And I was just like, oh, no, I'm so sorry, but like, no, that's, we can't go above our 10 like occupancy. Yeah, it's actually, it's illegal. Yeah, that's a certain breach of regulation.
Yeah.
Breach of Airbnb policy, breach of our house rules. So, like if we don't like skimp out in that regard. Like if it's a high risk, like Airbnb is pretty good. Like now they will block automatically. Yeah. I've had a few block bookings that they've deemed high risk.
Okay.
So they didn't actually come through. Yeah. And then the guests like questioned that as well. They're like, oh, like why would our booking get declined? We wouldn't say we're high risk. And then I sort of got chatting, and then it was like they were planning on having like some sort of party and gathering.
Okay.
So Airbnb is really onto it now with their software, and and we don't cut corners in that regard. Yeah. We definitely just want
because at the end of the day, this property is your responsibility. You know, and you're working with the landlord. You've got a relationship with them. You've got a great relationship with the neighbours. And God forbid like that ever getting jeopardised.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Like we've developed like a very good working relationship with our agents. And like that's so important going forward. They refer property to me now as well. Yeah, it's
your reputation.
Yeah. And look, I like all the clients and landlords that approach me. Like I always like check in to see how they're going and make sure that they're obviously all happy on their side as well, because it is a working relationship, right? It's a relationship between all of us. Yeah. And it's sort of what I love about this as well. Yeah,
brilliant. So just going back to your upfront spend. So you said it was about 50.
55. Yeah.
55 for this.
Yeah.
All right, you launched in October.
Yep.
Numbers-wise, how are we doing? When are we looking like we're going to break even?
Yeah, so like with larger type properties, we like, and for Iluka as well, it's around the 10-month mark is what we earmarked out to. Obviously, that we're probably going to do better than that.
Yeah.
You know,
you've got Christmas coming up.
Christmas
and the
coming
nightly
up,
rate
yeah.
at the moment you said is
900 ADRs sitting at the moment. Yeah, that's at 67% occupancy rate.
Yeah.
So we've still got some gaps to fill there as well. We're sitting at about 23k revenue for that month.
Okay.
And that's across 2 properties, but we only have 1 booking for Iluka at the moment over that period, but we have no doubt that more will come in.
With the furniture, I have to ask, did you buy all that outright so you don't owe anything on that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We
paid off.
Yeah, we purchased the furniture outright. And the wholesaler was giving like a really good deal on obviously the furniture and Bespoke. Yeah. I did experiment, I guess you could say, with doing leasing furniture, but they just wouldn't like quite hit the mark in terms of like the nice sort of
it is a little bit
it's really hard as well to like sort of match it in with you know, obviously your other decor and well, I mean you can match the
I've had that experience. Exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
that's right.
Okay, so 10-month mark, that's not too bad. All right, because that's factoring all your expenses. So for people who have no idea, what do the expenses look like for you? Because you've bought all the furniture outright. So your expenses, obviously every month coming out is obviously your rent.
Yeah. So you're sitting at around with like, you know, you've obviously got expendables like your guest amenities. So that's all like your toilet paper, your coffee pods. Like we do a few extra things, you know, we have like our guest gift as well that changes every now and again. Like we like to mix it up and then provide something. We've provided like soaps and hand soaps and stuff like that.
Manufacturing those?
No, we're not manufacturing those ones. But just the reeds at the moment. You know, obviously there might be something that we experiment in the future.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. So I think like for the this property here in Scarborough, we're sitting at around like the $10,000 mark in terms of just costs alone. But what we can sort of get out of that is, like I was saying, we're demanding at about, even for November, that was about 520 ADR, and the revenue coming into that was 16k for November. So so it's a strong 6k, we sit around that. We had like a higher spend because like as we're building our base, as you would expect, you got your one-offs that you're sort of purchasing. And it's like we purchased bulk coffee as well. Like I think I spent like $1,000 just on coffee.
You save more if you're buying.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I've spent like $1,000 on just espresso alone. So but obviously that's a lot of coffee. Though, so that will like last us like 6 months. Is that amount of coffee, and that's for both properties. Even with them taking it, we do allow for that. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So I mean that's looking fairly solid then. Like if your net profit is around 5-6.
Yeah.
And it's not peak.
We'll probably be able to like really refine that once the business is in full swing. We'll probably be able to bring those costs down a little bit more as well. You know,
especially Christmas, New Year's, going into summer, January, February. You're right near the beach.
Yeah, that's right. So this property's stabilised somewhat now. So and that's obviously that was the fluctuation in expenses was just the one-offs.
You could be breaking even sooner, Jed.
Maybe, that's right. I hope so.
10
Fingers
months,
crossed.
I'm like, by my calculations, net profiting that. Maybe 5-6 months.
5-6 months. I think that's like, you know, for most community members that we've seen, like, you know, 5-6 months is probably their break-even point. So I think we'll probably be looking pretty firm, like, for this one as well. Iluka is probably a little bit higher. Like, this is why we do the longer lease terms. So with all my landlords, I do a minimum of 3 years. Especially with larger properties.
Oh, what did you get on this one then?
3 years. 3 years lease. Yeah, 3-year lease. Yeah.
Have you got like a break clause?
Yes.
So
super important.
They come in during inspections, checking everyone's happy.
So
that in the contract.
That's run as it would be for like a standard tenancy agreement. They run an inspection every 3 months. They're super accommodating. I've got like work with boutique agencies, the super experienced, you know, agents like 25 years plus, which is great, you know. So they really know what to expect within the market, so that when they come through a property like this and they see that it's obviously reset to such a high standard, they're like, oh my gosh, like I had like feedback from my property management team, and they were like, oh, we have to organise a staycation
Oh, no. Look, that's what you want, right?
Yeah,
it's a huge compliment to you and what you've done. Yeah. So, I mean, Jed, incredible job. Again, thank you so much for this tour. I think people will benefit a lot from actually seeing it in real life. Okay, so anyone who's watching who hasn't yet started, or they're on the fence, or maybe they've got one and they want to scale, what's your advice or tips to them?
Yeah, I think it's something that like really resonated with me. It was actually something that you said as well. Like, you're never going to be 100% ready. Sometimes you just got to just jump into the deep end with 2 feet first, right? So, and that's what I would say to anyone. Like, we tried to build like the base first, and then really focus on like what do we want to do in terms of like where do I want Mirage Stays to grow into. But you're never going to be able to plan for everything until you're actually in it, and it goes so quickly once you're actually in there, because it's just so fast, right? Like, and yeah, that would be my advice, is just you just got to dive into it, do your due diligence around what you guys teach in the community, look at your numbers, make sure that they make sense before you go into a property. But look, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So, and that doesn't matter if you're going like high end, if you're starting with apartments, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom upwards. Like, it's
so down to your budget and what you want, of course, initially to start out with.
Yeah, be realistic is what I'd say. I'd say with high end as well, just generally make sure you always have at least a month buffer. And what I mean by that is, like, your month's worth of rent plus just a little bit extra. Just for the what ifs, there's a lot of
bit of a buffer there.
Yeah, a bit of a buffer there. Don't spend everything up front. That's right. Have a bit sitting in there. There's always some sort of unique issue that will come up with, but like nothing that can't be easily solved. That would be my advice, obviously, to students, is just dive on in and then.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I think you've been a great example of having done just that. And, like I said, this property and even the one you've got in Iluka, incredible properties. So, I hope you've really enjoyed this episode with Jed from Mirage Stays. So, if there's anything that questions that you may have, or if you're interested in the course or anything like that, we've got a whole lot of information down in the description. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with anyone who's interested in getting started in Airbnb.